Good day! I am Lezlie Laboreda from Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management 4A. We are here with my teammates to discuss more about the country of Venezuela. Welcome to Venezuela!
Hi, I'm Christine Joyce ABLA from BSBM 4A. So today, I will be discussing the history of Venezuela. The history of Venezuela reflects events in the areas of the Americas colonized by Spain starting 1522. Amid resistance from indigenous peoples led by native caciques such as Gucay Puro and Tamanaco. However, in Andean region in western Venezuela, complex and civilization of the Timoto-Cueca people flourished before European contact. In 1811, it became one of the first Spanish-American colonies to declare independence, which was not securely established until 1821, when Venezuela was a department of Federal Republic of Gran Colombia. It gained full independence as a separate country in 1830. During the 19th century, Venezuela suffered political turmoil and autocracy, remaining dominated by regional caudillos or military strongmen. Until the mid-20th century, since 1958, the country has had a series of democratic governments. Economic shock in 1980s and 1990s led to several political crises, including the deadly Caracazo riots in 1989, two attempts coups in 1992, and the impeachment of President Carlos Andres Perez for embezzlement of public funds in 1993. Collapse in confidence in the existing parties saw the 1998 election of former co-involved career of Officer Hugo Chavez and the launch of Bolivarian Revolution. Beginning with the 1999 Constituent Assembly to write the new Constitution of Venezuela. This new constitution officially changed the name of the country to the República Bolivariana de Venezuela or Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Venezuela is officially the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. It's a country on the northern coast of South America, bordering the Colombia, Brazil, and Guyana. Its society has been deeply shaped by Spanish colonization, which introduced the Roman Catholicism and the Spanish language. Today, the dominant culture of Venezuela reflects a blend of indigenous and Spanish customs, as well as regional Caribbean and Andean influences. Venezuelans are often described as warm, welcoming, and open people. They are generally unified by a shared desires for fairness and equality. This is embodied by the national hero Simón Bolívar, of whom they are very proud. However, customs and attitudes can vary significantly depending on the person class, ethnicity, and locality. Indeed, perceptions of the culture often especially differ between those from different social and economic classes. The current attributes in Venezuela, it is important not to presume a Venezuelan's political position. Every person has a different explanation as to why things have happened. Strongly held views have divided the country and can easily ignite emotions. Some Venezuelans would consider themselves to be living in a dictatorship, while others would describe it as a socialist country. Regardless of their position, most people generally feel disenfranchised and let down the political leadership both sides. The interaction and socialization in Venezuela. Despite the country's current challenges, Venezuelans continue to have a spontaneous and fun culture spirit. They are also very flexible and adaptable people, able to find positives and commonalities even if the situation is bad. Such characteristics are often noticeable in the expatriate population living in the other countries. Venezuelans are commonly optimistic and value in a healthy work or life balance, thinking of leisure time as important. This attitude towards life is also reflected in the festivals and holidays that are commonly celebrated in Venezuela. This also reflects the high value Venezuelans place on the traditional of the past. According to Quintessential 2014, The Custom and Traditions, Venezuelans are extremely patriotic about their country and heritage. Second, Venezuelans revere and admire their national flag. Next is the most Venezuelans' family are an essential part of their social culture and the foundation of their stability. And the fourth one is extended families living together or close to the one another is a common practice of Venezuela. And the next one is in Venezuela, nepotism is a common practice. Next, Venezuelans go out of their way to make visitors feel welcome and at ease. Venezuelans believe that if someone arrives 15 to 30 minutes early for a meal or party, the person is overly eager and greedy. And the last one is they never refuse coffee because it's a symbol of hospitality in their country.
Greetings and gesticulations. Venezuelans greet one another with a gentle handshake. Men who are good friends pat each other on the back. Men and women who are good friends kiss, while women who are good friends kiss each other's cheeks and exchange a light hug. When Venezuelans dine together, they wait for everyone else at their table to be served their food before beginning to eat. They indicate that they are finished eating by placing their utensils diagonally across their plate and parallel to the one another.
Good day, my name is RUSET from BSTM4A, and today I will be discussing the tourism and attraction in Venezuela. Tourism in Venezuela has been developed considerably for decades, particularly because of its geographical position, the variety of landscapes, the richness of plants and wildlife, the artistic expressions and privileged tropical climate of the country, which affords each region, especially the beaches, throughout the year. Since 2013, the country is having a very severe economic and political crisis affecting tourism all over the country. Venezuela is a country of beautiful landscapes and surprising sights. From the coast to the mountain tops, magnificent waterfalls tumble off tabletop mountains, and coastal towns and offshore islands offer pleasant escapes and soft and beaches. The best places to visit are not always the easiest to reach, and Venezuela is no exception. Some of the best tourism attraction that can be found in Venezuela is Angel Falls. In the heart of the country, where tabletop mountains rise up like a giant monolith from the surrounding landscape, is Angel Falls. Dropping 979 meters, it is the highest waterfall in the world and one of the highlights of South America. The best time to see the falls is during the rainy season, between May and November, when water is plentiful and the falls do not disappear into a mist before reaching the bottom as they do in the dry season. During the dry season, the falls may be little more than a trickle, and you will want to check in advance to see if there is enough water to make the trip worthwhile. But the question is Venezuela safe for tourists? Venezuela is a country located in South America with a shoreline along the Caribbean Sea and the North Atlantic Ocean. It shares its borders with Colombia to the west, Guyana to the east, and Brazil to the south, and it's located in a manner that connects North and South America right in the main sea and air routes. Right off its coast sit the islands of Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, and Trinidad and Tobago. Venezuela, although not the safest of countries, really has to offer an abundance of gorgeous sights and activities like the Angel Falls that sit in the Guyana Highlands, and that is the world's highest waterfall. It is no wonder that this is of Venezuela's major tourist attraction. Tourists also love to visit its coastline, which is the longest coastline on the Caribbean Sea. Don't forget that Venezuela is the world's 5th largest oil exporter with enormous reserves of natural gas. Ecologically, Venezuela is extremely diverse with more than 40% of its natural territory being covered by protected areas. But always keep in mind that Venezuela is not safe for foreigners. Keep that in mind while you plan for your trip to your country. Remain vigilant at all times as both petty and violent crimes exist in abundance here. Apply maximum possible precaution measures.
Hi, good day. I am Christine Mendez. I'm here to discuss the famous festival in Venezuela. But before I proceed, I will give you a short trivia about Venezuela. You know that Venezuela is mostly Roman Catholic country, with more or less 96% of population following their faith. Deeply rooted in a mixture of Spanish, Caribbean, and local traditions, Venezuela Festival are unique celebration of post-colonial identity, cultural awareness, and artistic expression. So let's get started. Corpus Christi Devil Dancing in San Francisco DR is celebrated in July 16. Diablos Danzantes Devil Dance Festival maintains an ancient local tradition, previously began in 18th century. This Venezuela celebration is held once a year on Corpus Christi in the city of San Francisco DR. The participants, who wear red capes decorated with crosses and the mask of the devil, dance in a group accompanied by loud drum beats. The colorful dancer parade will fill the street while they move toward the church. The creepy crowds then perform in the town central square, decorated with rosary beads, crosses, and maracas. They parade around the street accompanied by the rhythm of scary musical poems. Carpano Carnival is celebrated 40 days before Easter for 4 whole days. Perhaps even more than Christmas and Holy Week, this 4-day festival is considered the most anticipated time of the year in Venezuela. This cultural event in Venezuela is a time for families to come together to celebrate with a musical extravaganza. This traditional carnival is held to celebrate the start of Christian Lent, similar to Mardi Gras. Visitors can see creative participants combine art and colorful fantasy in the streets of Carpano. They use various types of costumes, including the traditional garb of the royal court and robes. Colorful clothes and street parties also characterize the celebration.
Arepa, the famous saying, "There's nothing more Venezuela than an arepa," is absolutely true. This corn-based bread is the ultimate Venezuela food that can be eaten as a main dish or as a side. Arepa is flat, round and with patty made from corn flour. It can be fried, grilled, or baked. Arepa are filled with a variety of ingredients depending on the region and style of the cook. It is very versatile because you can add your personal touch to the dough. Some people like add more flavor by adding shredded carrots or beets. They can also be made healthier by adding chia seeds, oats, or flax seeds. Popular stuffings include scrambled egg, black beans with cheese, seasoned ground beef, or even avocado. One of the most famous arepa is called Reina Pepiada, which has an avocado and mayo-based stuffing. It's absolutely delicious. Pabelleng Criolla. This is Venezuela's national dish. Pabelleng Criolla consists of the juicy pulled beef, black beans, white rice, and fried plantain. Usually, this is served with some shredded salty white cheese grated over the black beans and slice of avocado on the sides. It is the perfect combination of flavors. The salty flavor of the beef and beans goes in the perfect harmony with the sweet flavor of the plantains along with the white rice, making it party for your taste buds. There are many variations to this plate, but some argue that the secret of great pabelleng is in the beef sapito. The combination of onions, sweet peppers, bell peppers, and adobo seasoning that the beef is cooked in is the secret to its awesome flavor. Pabelleng sa criollo is usually referred to as the dish that represents the three great Venezuelan cultures: European rice, indigenous meat, and African black beans. However, this statement is purely poetic and it's based on the color of the products. Taquinos, they are not mozzarella sticks. They are even better. These are cheese sticks made with a pastry crust wrap around salty white cheese, and they can be fried or baked. They are typically served with many different dipping sauces, one of the most famous being guasacaca, which is the Venezuelan avocado-based sauce. Taquinos are the very popular snack served in many occasions like parties, bars, restaurants, or even for afternoon snack. If you go to a party and taquinos are not served as appetizers, then it's not a truly Venezuelan party. The name comes from Los Tiques, a town in the state of Miranda wherein the richest family from Caracas used to spend long vacation periods, and they started preparing taquinos with a leftover from another Venezuelan pastries, pastelitos.
For Venezuela do's and don'ts, for don'ts we have be respectful for your Venezuela counterpart family, because family in Venezuela is very important to them. More especially in their culture. Second, present yourself in a clean and tidy manner, because Venezuelans generally take pride in their appearance. And also deliver all criticism in private. And then be patient during conversation, because Venezuela can sometimes give quite long drawn out of answers to question, making it difficult to interject. For don'ts in Venezuela, do not diminish the seriousness of the situation in Venezuela. Second is do not assume all Hispanic and Latin American peoples are the same. Avoid openly acquiring about Venezuela folk beliefs or superstition. People tend to provide about these practices. Then the last one is avoid making strong statement or criticism about their hero. So if you want to go in Venezuela, just remember this do's and don'ts.